It's been a long time since we did a flag episode here on the channel, but I've been waiting for a chance to reboot this mini-series, and with the fall of Bashir al-Assad's regime in Syria and the adoption of a modified version of the First Syrian Republic's flag, I felt now is as good a time as any. Oh, and as always, for any of our subscribers out there, consider clicking on the bell to get all notifications. That way you'll never miss out on any upcoming videos. And even if you're not a subscriber, like roughly 90% of our viewers, you can always subscribe, like this video, or comment. It really does help out the channel and means a lot to us. The first flag associated with modern Syria was adopted in late 1918 during the brief existence of the admittedly unrecognized Arab Kingdom of Syria. Known as the flag of the Arab Revolt, it was originally used by Hussein bin Ali, Sheriff and Emir of Mecca, during a revolt against the Ottoman Empire, and later was adopted as the first official flag of the Hashemite Kingdom of Hejaz. The flag consists of 3 horizontal stripes and a red triangle on the hoist side. The black stripe represented the Abbasid Caliphate, the green stripe the Fatimid Caliphate, and the white stripe the Umayyad Caliphate, while the red triangle symbolized the Hashemite dynasty and the broader Arab revolt against Ottoman rule during World War I. Under the rule of Faisal I, the third son of Hussein bin Ali and the unrecognized king of Syria, the kingdom's flag was redesigned in 1919 with a 7-pointed white star imposed on the red triangle. The star stands for the unity of the Arab people. Its 7 points refer to the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, the first chapter of the Quran. However, in 1920, when the Syrian National Congress rejected France's claims to a mandate over Syria, Paris invaded, kicking off the Franco-Syrian War. After 4 months of fighting, the Arab Kingdom of Syria was abolished and Faisal was forced into exile. He did later become king of Iraq, but that's a whole other story. Following the Franco-Syrian War, the region was placed under a League of Nations mandate, which, in theory, was supposed to differ from colonialism, with the governing country, in this case France, intended to act as a trustee until the inhabitants were considered eligible for self-government. At that point, the mandate would terminate and a new, fully sovereign state would be established. And so it was on July 24, 1920, that a new flag was introduced by the French High Commissioner of the Levant. Based on the flag of the Shihab Emirate, the flag featured a blue field, a white crescent, and a French tricolor canton in the upper left-hand corner. In 1922, however, the Federation of Syria was established, comprising the states of Damascus, Aleppo, and the Alawite state. The Federation adopted a green-white-green horizontal tricolor flag with a considerably larger French tricolor canton. This design symbolized the autonomy of the Syrian regions, while the French canton underscored Paris's colonial authority. And when the Federation of Syria was consolidated into the State of Syria in 1925, the same flag continued to be used. That being said, in 1930, the First Syrian Republic was formed, and it quickly set about ratifying a new constitution which, among other things, included specifications for a national flag. The Syrian flag will be as follows: length, double width, and divided into 3 parallel and equal colors. The highest green, white, then black. The white section contains, in a straight line, 3 red 5-pointed stars. The green stripe represented the Rashidun Caliphate, the white stripe the Umayyad Caliphate, and the black stripe the Abbasid Caliphate, reflecting Syria's place within the broader history of the Islamic world. Initially, the 3 red stars and the white band symbolized the 3 main districts of Syria at the time, the states of Aleppo, Damascus, and Deir ez-Zor. However, this symbolism evolved in 1936 when the Sanjak of Latakia and Jebel Druze were incorporated into Syria. The interpretation of the stars was thereafter revised, with the first star representing the districts of Aleppo, Damascus, and Deir ez-Zor collectively, the second star symbolizing Jebel Druze, and the third star representing the Sanjak of Latakia. The flag of the First Syrian Republic became a powerful symbol of a growing desire of the Syrian people for independence, especially when France extended its mandate in the region due to the outbreak of World War II. When Syria finally did gain its independence on April 17, 1946, the tricolor design remained in use. A significant transformation of the Syrian flag, however, occurred with the formation of the United Arab Republic in 1958, a political union between Syria and Egypt. The UAR adopted a new flag that featured horizontal red, white, and black stripes with 2 green stars in the white band. Introduced by Gamal Abdel Nasser, the president of Egypt and an outspoken advocate of pan-Arabism, the design was to underscore unity between Arab nations and was based on the Arab liberation flag of the Egyptian Revolution of 1952. As such, the red stripe symbolized the struggle for independence, the white stripe peace and hope for a bright future, and the black stripe the end of oppression. The 2 green stars represented the union between Egypt and Syria. This flag signified a shift from a purely Syrian identity to a broader vision of Arab unity. The UAR, however, was dissolved in 1961 after Syria withdrew from the Union. Following this, Syria returned to a version of its pre-UAR flag, the green, white, black tricolor with 3 red stars. However, in 1963, the Arab Socialist Baath Party came to power in Syria following a military coup. Literally meaning resurrection in Arabic, the party espoused Baathism, an Arab nationalist ideology which promotes the creation and development of a unified Arab state through the leadership of a socialist revolutionary government. Reflecting these principles, the Syrian Arab Republic readopted the UAR flag in 1963 as the design symbolized Syria's enduring commitment to Arab unity. The 1963 coup also coincided with attempts to form a new union between Egypt, Syria, and Iraq, known as the Union of Arab Republics. Though this ultimately failed, it did lead to the adoption of a new flag that featured 3 stars representing Egypt, Syria, and Iraq, as well as the 3 pillars of Baathism: unity, freedom, and socialism. On January 1, 1972, under President Hafez al-Assad, Syria adopted a slightly modified version of the UAR's flag when it joined Egypt and Libya to form the Federation of Arab Republics. This flag retained the red, white, black tricolor. However, the green stars were replaced by the Hawk of Quraysh, a symbol of the tribe of Muhammad. The eagle held a ribbon with the names of the countries in the Federation, but unlike Egypt and Libya, Syria did not include its name on the coat of arms. The FAR dissolved in 1977, but Syria continued to use the flag for the next 3 years. In 1980, it was replaced by the previous 2-star design. As described in Article 6 of the Constitution of Syria, the flag of the Syrian Arab Republic consists of 4 colors, red, white, and black, with 2 green stars of 5 angles each. The flag is rectangular, with its width measuring 2/3 of its length. It is divided into 3 rectangles of identical dimensions and have the same length as the flag. The upper one is red, the middle being white, and the bottom one is black, with the 2 green stars in the middle of the white rectangle. The flag became synonymous with the rule of the Assad family, beginning with Hafez al-Assad's rise to power in 1970 and continuing under his son, Bashir al-Assad. It represented the government and its vision of a centralized authoritarian state grounded in Baathist ideology. During the Syrian Civil War, many sought to distance themselves from the Assad regime and its associated symbols. And thus, the Syrian opposition, first represented by the Syrian National Council, then by the National Council for Syrian Revolutionary and Opposition Forces, commonly known as the Syrian National Coalition, adopted a modified version of the pre-Baathist era flag with a 2:3 aspect ratio. For many Syrians, this flag represented a break from decades of oppression, and it was widely used in opposition-controlled areas and by the Syrian diaspora supporting the revolution. The Assad regime, however, continued to use the official red, white, black flag with 2 green stars, creating a visual divide that mirrored the political and military conflict on the ground. However, with the fall of the Assad regime, the green, white, black tricolor has become Syria's official flag once again. It's actually pretty interesting to see these older flag designs being resurrected because use of the modified First Syrian Republic's flag is similar to the Libyan rebels' use of the pre-Gaddafi Kingdom of Libya's flag. It's probably also worth mentioning here, but the Syrian transitional government has also sometimes been seen using the so-called Tawhid Flag. This all-white design has Arabic script professing the Shahada, which declares belief in the oneness of Allah and the acceptance of Muhammad as his messenger. The Shahada is used on a number of Islamic flags, but this particular design most closely resembles that used by the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Anyway, what do you guys think? I personally like the green, white, black tricolor being used by the post-Assad Syrian government, and because of that, I think I'll give it a solid 7 on the Ghost Countries Index. And in case you're wondering what I'm using as my basis for the index here, it's basically I like the design. That being said, I'd love to hear your opinions, so please let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. Also, a huge thank you once again to all of our supporters on Patreon. We've actually got some exclusive content already up there, so if you'd like to help support the channel and get access to stuff like that, there's a link down in the description.